We're just really hoping to go up there and play the best we can. We got the same team coming back next year with a few extra pieces. Hopefully they can add and to help us to go up there and play the best we can. I mean, we've had about 7 practices up till now, and we got 3 more until we go up there, and we're coming along really well. We got to adjust to the new shot clock 'cause it's 24 seconds up there in Canada and everything. So it should be really fun playing different kind of like regulations, playing against professional teams, stuff like that. It'll be a lot of fun.
24-second shot clock. I'm sure that doesn't bother you if someone has to jack up a three, right?
Nah, it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, it should be fun.
What have you guys been? What's kind of been the message for this week? Obviously, it's not as serious as a normal season, but you want to get some things accomplished.
Yeah, it's basically like real practices. We're out there competing, going hard every day. I mean, we're basically just building like more steps until the regular season comes up and everything. We got a lot of high expectations for this season coming up, so this trip is really gonna help us get even more prepared for the regular season.
This club has to deal with something that no USF team has had to deal with in a long time, and that's expectations. You're a veteran. How do you think this team will handle that?
Yeah, I think we'll handle it as best we can. I think that it's going to be a really good season. We got a lot of high expectations, and we're ready to achieve those expectations and even exceed them as well. We got a lot of good leaders on this team, a lot of veteran leadership, and we even have the younger guys who serve as leaders on this team as well. We're all really together team, big family. So, I mean, we're here together every single day. We fight with each other. We compete against each other hard every day. So we're ready for any situation throughout this year. So we're ready for these expectations.
This team is making its, I guess, its reputation on defense. Talk about maybe additions defensively you may have added, through practice, I guess, since the season.
Well, there hasn't been that many additions, I guess you could say. But, I mean, really the big thing with BG is just play hard, play intense, play 100%, play with as much effort as possible, and play together. A really big thing that we've been honing in on this summer, though, is communication on defense, talking on defense. Because there were a lot of games last year, we would lose by, 6 points, 3 points, probably like double-digit games we would lose by single digits like that. And really, if there was a possession, maybe we talked on defense more, or there was better communication, that game would have had a different result. You never know. So defense and talking on defense is really a big thing that they've been talking about this summer.
What have you worked on this summer to get better for this season?
A big thing for me I've worked on is my ball skills. I need to work my ball skills a lot more. My footwork as well, coming into my shot shooting the same way every single time. But I really want to come out there and just play whatever role BG wants me to play, whatever my team needs me to do, I'm going to do that. So, I mean, I've been working on a lot of things this summer for sure, and hopefully y'all see it this upcoming season.
Who have you seen take maybe the next step this summer in the workouts that you've had so far?
Someone I've seen take the next step this year is Xavier Castaneda, just walked over there actually. But yeah, he's really been working this summer. Every day I see him in the gym. He's one of the young guys, but he's like also one of the biggest leaders on his team as well. He's really taking strides this summer as well. And then Big Mike, the freshmen that came in there, they're already showing promise as well. Really everybody's just in the gym this summer. It's been really productive summer. Like you go in there, anytime you go in there, someone's gonna be in there shooting and working out. It's crazy. So, but everyone's doing really well.
Considering how last year ended in such an up note, were you excited? Were you happy to be able to get back on the court sooner? You couldn't wait, kind of thing.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm ready to get back out there and compete. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It was good to end on a high note, give us some momentum going into the summer, next season, and everything. But we're trying to reach higher goals this year. So. I mean, that was great winning that last year and everything. It was fun, but we're trying to do more this year for sure.
Never been to Canada?
Never been to Canada. I mean, I've been to Niagara Falls, which is like in Buffalo, but I've never been to Canada.
What are you looking forward to most about Canada?
I don't know, really. They say everybody in Canada is like really nice. I don't know if that's a myth or that's true, but that should be pretty cool. I'll observe that when I meet the citizens down out there and everything. But something else, I don't really know much about like the food out there, if they have different food out there or anything, but it should be a really fun experience. My family's gonna be up there, so it should be cool.
Have you heard about poutine, what that is? It's
What's
Canadian. It's
that?
French fries with gravy and cheese.
I've not heard of that
Get
before.
ready. Get ready.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the teams you're going up against, or is that been more focused on you guys?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about many of the teams we're playing against. We know that a lot of the teams up there, they're high level teams. They're going to get us ready to play the competition that we're playing this year. But I mean, we're really focused on ourselves right now. I mean, when we get up there, we're going to compete. We're going to go out there and try to beat everybody we play, no matter who it is.
It was announced, I think, last week, you guys are going to be playing Florida State down in Miami
Mhm.
for Lauderdale this season. How cool is it that you're going to be playing one of the top programs in the state?
It's going to be a very, very good matchup. We're hoping that there's a good turnout and everything, but it should be a really good matchup upcoming this year. But I mean, hopefully this year, after this matchup and after this season, y'all saying we're one of the top teams in this state, the top team in this state.
About the trip.
I mean, first of all, we're really excited to get to play. It's like a long off season, so like every time we get to go out there and compete, it's just like we're just like thankful for it. So we're just excited about playing in Canada.
You've traveled around, with your national team. Have you ever been to Canada, and what are you looking forward to about Canada?
I've been a couple of times when I was young, but I never like actually like play and compete there. But yeah, it's like nice to like go out there with the guys and just like have fun, just seeing like other sights.
Anyone asked if you're going to be a translator or anything like that?
See, I get to speak language, so I think everybody was fine. But yeah, if they need me, I will help. I will help.
JB talked about concentrating more on focusing on defense, communicating on defense. With these extra practices, has that been the main thing you guys?
Yeah, I think that's the next step for us defensively. Just like to get like the next step forward is just like talk more, like be. I think for us to like take the next level, get the next level.
For you personally, what have you been able to add to your game, since the season's ended?
I'm just trying to get my game overall, like get stronger, get faster, and just be able to make plays. So like be more like assertive and just like involve my knowledge of the game, just to be a better player for the team and just contribute like any way possible I can. First of all, like we ain't done anything yet. I mean, we won the CBI championship, but next year we want to achieve more goals. So like for now we ain't done nothing yet. So like you just gotta put our heads down and keep grinding and just keep getting better, and then what comes will come. But obviously we're very excited about next season. But you just gotta take like a day at a time and just work every day in practice.
Around this time last year, you guys were still kind of meeting each other and everything.
Yeah.
How nice is it to have the core group that you guys have been together for a long time? How much is that helping?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like we never like since Coach Gregory been in the program, we never had actually like everybody coming back and just like a continuity. Like every time we get like just new players, but like now we got like some like a core team. So like it's just been good. It's just like I feel like we just like keep going forward, and it's just feeling good to like see like how we progress like to like a year to another, and we're pretty excited about like having a lot of the team coming back.
This trip kind of signals that the new season's not that far away. You guys anxious to really get back at it after what happened?
We're just more excited, I would say. We're excited. Like we feel like we did good, but like we can do better. So like we just like can't wait to like get an opportunity to just like prove ourselves and just compete.
Just to be able to play, with our teammates and, build chemistry and, get better on this trip. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
How's chemistry been? I mean, I was talking with your teammates, and you guys have been together for a little while now. I mean, how beneficial is that?
It's really good. I think we have a great chemistry out there. We can play, different lineups. We got a lot of depth. And, playing with the guy that, you don't know, like the two freshmen coming in, like I think they just, found their place real quick. So it's been really good.
Can you speak to the newcomers, and in addition to that, even Zach, because a lot of people haven't seen him play. These are guys that fans haven't seen play. What do they bring?
I think they all bring, like tenacity, just playing hard, and, it's just some different things. Like I could say Zach, he could play the point guard, he could play the two, he play multiple positions, so he just increases our backcourt. And you know, with the two freshmen, they're coming in, they're, you know, playing hard, just getting better. Jameer, you know, he's athletic, shooting the ball better. So, and BJ, you know, he's getting better, rebounding and getting in shape. That's all good things to see from those guys.
David, what do you want to get out of this trip personally?
I think I just want to, you know, go on this trip and, you know, just play really good basketball. You know, have, you know, do all the little things and focus on, you know, looking forward to getting better with our teammates.
First international trip for you?
Yep.
Okay.
When you think about representing the school, now, after what happened last year, do you feel like this bigger sense about USF, like you guys can take it to the next level?
Definitely. I think we can definitely take this to the next level, and we just got to take it like a day at a time, you know, focus on getting better every day, and all those things are going to come.
What part of your game have you really worked on since the CBI?
I would say, you know, just handling the ball and cutting down the turnovers and trying to, you know, get the ball spread around more.
Great news that Quinn's coming back. What was your feeling when you heard that, all right, he's taking his name back out, he's going to be back for the senior year?
You know, it's just good, you know, get to play another year with him. He's a really good point guard, and I think we play well together, you know, defensively and offensively. We have a great connection. So it was great news.
Coming up.
Well, I mean, obviously, very, very excited. I think we've had a great summer. We really have. You know, we didn't get any workouts in after the season till the end of school because of the NCAA rules and amount of time guys had to take off and different things like that. So we really started up that first week of summer school with skill work. And then over the last couple of weeks have been mixing in some full team practices to get ready for our trip. But great opportunity for our guys, once in a lifetime experience to go to two great cities in Montreal and Quebec, play 4 very good teams in terms of teams that practice and are all year long are very well coached. Teams that have had success against United States colleges that have gone up there and played. So great opportunity for our guys, especially some of the guys that we're going to be counting on that maybe didn't log as many minutes or different things like that. And for the new guys, you know, Zach Dawson, who sat out, and the 2 freshmen coming in, and Madut, who sat out with the injury. So it's an exciting time because practices have gone well and our guys are steadily improving every day.
Can you speak a little more to the level of competition? What are these teams comparable to?
You know, to be honest with you, I don't know in particular each of the 4 teams that we play. We're not going to do any scouting or game preparation. You know, what we do in practice every day is we cover 2 or 3 different actions that are general actions, just so we got the coverages down in case we see them. But Canadian basketball is very good, and these guys are usually a little bit older. They are able to practice year-round, which was pretty good. Maybe something we want to look at a little bit in the United States. And they're very, very well coached. And there are teams, like in particular, Carleton has had great success against U.S. universities going up there and playing. Have beaten some pretty good teams. So, you know, it could vary in the 4 teams that we play. But again, our goal is to play guys, have guys play significant minutes within each individual game, and to use it as an opportunity to try some different things out that we've worked on, and also just to get, you know, better, because they haven't really played much other than these 8 practices that we've had since the end of the season. So one other thing with that, LaQuincy won't play in the games. He's back to going through some workouts now, but he's been basically off that leg since the end of the season. So there's no need with where we're at right now to even take a chance, and that's going to make more playing time available to some other guys and get him 100%. So when we get back to school and we start the 1 month of workouts that we have before practice starts, he'll be full go at that time. Well, if I've ever had a team like that, maybe close, but probably Probably not. I think we had some veteran teams coming back a couple times that we were very good when we were at Dayton. But it's a great luxury, you know, like in these practices, only 2 guys are learning stuff that's new, you know. So we're able to do some different things and test out some different things within practices, but also that we'll see how it goes when we play on this trip. But our point of emphasis this whole summer was self-development. We need to get better individually first, and that was our whole emphasis in the summer is individual development, individual improvement. Be really selfish in a good way in terms of getting yourself better and addressing areas that we need to improve on. You know, as a team, we have to, you know, 3 key areas offensively. We have to shoot better from the 3, we have to shoot better from the free throw line, and we got to take care of the basketball. Those 3 things, actually, if you spend time, you can get better at those 3 things on your own, you know, in individual skill stuff. So that was very, very important to us for the summer months.
The 3-point line being moved back, you mentioned last year that it's a little bit of a blessing and a curse. How's the practices been with that line?
You know, our guys love to shoot behind the NBA 3, so the new line hasn't really impacted it. The one area it is going to show itself is in the corners. You'll see more and more guys stepping out of bounds because their footwork has got to be different from there. You can't get a shot ready with your shooting foot behind you as much. Or if you take a bigger step, now it's a 2 instead of a 3. Because basically that line now is at the same level it is in the NBA. And those guys, you know, throughout the years have worked and worked and worked on that footwork. So it's something that we've had to emphasize during all our drill work on that as well. So other than that, haven't seen that big of a difference. You know, it will be interesting because the teams we play are obviously more accustomed to it. Some of the rules are different. We have to play much faster. It's a 24-second shot clock. You only have 8 seconds to get it over half court. If you get an offensive rebound, there's only 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Now that's also a rule that's being implemented in college basketball this year. If you get an offensive rebound, the clock goes back to 20 instead of 30. So you don't have as much time after an offensive rebound to get it and set it up. You know, you'll see more and more offensive rebound kickouts to 3s this year, I think, because of that. So that's something that we've tried to incorporate into our work as well. So, you know, shooting the ball from the 3 is something that we need to improve in. You know, everybody 2 or 3 percentage points higher would make a big difference in our offensive efficiency.
Coach, what's your prior experience with international trips of this nature?
Went to Canada one time with our teams at Dayton. And back then the rules allowed you to go actually during the school year, as long as you didn't miss class. So we made a trip we had a bunch of new guys, so we were able to have full practices. We went over Labor Day weekend one time and just played 2 games, but had a great time there. One of my assistants at the time had been an assistant with the Toronto Raptors, and so we went to Toronto, played 2 university teams out there. One time I went with the team at Georgia Tech. We had a really tough one. We went to the Bahamas and went to, what's the big resort there? Atlantis. Yeah, we had a tough time, 5 days in Atlantis. And played 3 teams from the Bahamas, and that was a good time. And then my first year ever coaching, we went to, so this was 1990, went to Australia for 12 days. One of the reasons we did this Canadian trip, one is because obviously we knew the competition would be good. 2, much less expensive than a European trip. And 3, with the long season we had last year, I still wanted our guys to be able to have about 10 days at home once we got back. And it would be the first time, you know, they only get a week off in between the end of the spring semester and the start of the summer. So having those 10 days, we'll be able to, when we come back in the fall and start school, we won't have to adjust our first 4 weeks of workouts prior to practice starting because they'll have a good break. They'll have the break away from me that they need, and I'll have the break away from them that I need. So we should be pretty good.
Knowing the benefit of having this extra time, have you looked at it as just a bonus, or have you really tried to take advantage of cram as many concepts or whatever?
Well, you know, again, one of the earlier questions, there's not a lot of different concepts that we have to cover. There's a couple new schematic things that we're going to look at and see if it's something that we see benefits for moving forward into the year. But we got some guys that need to play, you know, Zach Dawson, Madut, Mayen, Antun, Ray Sean, you know, those guys need to get out there and compete and play. And we're going to do some different things to make sure that they're playing 20-plus minutes in those games. And I think we have a pretty good system in place of what we're going to do. But, you know, it is, when we looked at some objectives heading into this trip, you know, there may be a little more on the offensive end in terms of some stuff we were looking at. But, you know, we still every day work on our core defensive stuff and our rebounding and different things like that. And we wanted to see if some of the skill stuff that we really emphasized for 10 weeks was taking hold, and we're pleased with where we're at with that stuff right now.
Coach, last week was announced you guys are playing Florida State in the Winter Classic. How important was that to get a top-tier program on the schedule this year?
Well, you know, with the fact of playing another ACC team in Boston College at home and then playing Florida State within a couple-hour drive of our campus, you know, it was great for our non-conference scheduling. You know, obviously one of our goals in the non-conference is to upgrade the schedule a little bit. Sometimes it's going to be with more numbers in terms of where these teams are going to fall in the net rankings, where they've been in the past. For example, like a Wofford, all right, that may not have maybe the cachet of the name, but anybody that knows college basketball knows how good they are and how good they're going to be and how good they are every single year. You know, we run into some challenges in the non-conference scheduling for a couple reasons. There are some leagues that have some numeric rules put on their non-conference scheduling that because of where we've been at as a program over the last few years, they're not able to schedule us because our numbers are too high. Even though last year our net ranking at the end of the year was 80, 82, and we have 10 out of our top 11 guys coming back, different conferences have an analytical formula that they have to use in terms of their non-conference scheduling. So it's made playing some of those teams much more difficult. You know, really, for us, it's the ACC and the Big Ten are really the only conferences, unless we want to go out and play in California in the middle of the week, which isn't a great idea for our guys academically or transitionally with the games and different things like that. So it's been a little bit more of a challenge. So we're close, but our non-conference strength of schedule will be significantly better than it has been over the last probably 4 or 5 years.
Any other team you can mention?
No, not really. I mean, obviously, when you look at Boston College and you look at Florida State, and it's great to play Florida State. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the college coaches, and probably none more than for Leonard and what he's done there. You know, he's won every place he's been at, and he's done it in a variety of ways. The guy can coach his tail off. There's no doubt about it, and they're going to be really good. So it'll be a great challenge for us. You know, when you add those two games to just who we're playing in the tournament, we're opening up against a team that 2 years ago was in the Final Four. You know what I mean? Colorado State's going to be really good. Nebraska's going to be really good because they're a team that can quickly reload, and Freddie has done that already at Nebraska. And then the team that, again, maybe a great example of the numbers, like New Mexico State, we could potentially play them in the second round of that tournament. Their net ranking last year was like 21, you know what I mean? So that's at the same par as playing, a University of Michigan or someone like that. Now, it doesn't maybe have the same name recognition, but when it comes to that selection Sunday and postseason, they look at the numbers. And you have to do a really good job. It's scientific and an art form combined when it comes to scheduling. And unfortunately, because of some of our past numbers, we don't have the freedom to do everything that we want, but we're going to get there. I know that for sure, and this year will be a good step in that direction.
Who's one guy that has kind of broke out this summer, kind of more above the rest? Who stood out in their development?
Well, I think Antunes made some great strides. He's had as good a summer as anybody that we have. He's done a really, really good job in terms of being more aggressive, playing with more confidence, using the strength that he's gained. That this is a full year of strength training that he's had for the first time. I like our freshmen as well. And they've been here a little limited in terms of time in comparison. And then, just those other two guys in Madud and Zach who didn't get to play last year, having them out there every day where our eyes are on them a little more, because the simple fact is when you're on the scout team and you're in the middle of the season, they don't get a lot of live reps. They get a lot of work, but they don't get a lot of live reps. And watching them play, I've been impressed with both those guys. I think that both those guys are going to have, Madud's only a freshman and Zach's only a sophomore. Two good, really young players for us.